What if I told you with one button press, you could completely bypass the Amazon home screen, no adverts, no sponsored rows, just your applications? Want to see? 3, 2, 1. And the best part is this still works as of March 2026, even with Amazon blocking all of the previous different launcher block methods. So if you used a Firestick recently, you know the home screen is getting worse, more adverts, more sponsored content, more rows than you've actually asked for. And Amazon have made it very clear they don't want you replacing their home screen, their home launcher. But the reality is we don't need to replace it. I'm going to show you a secret method which allows you to override the home screen launcher. So let's do that now on my 3rd generation Fire TV Cube, but you can follow this process on any other Amazon Fire TV device. Let's press the home button. Okay, so for this process to work, we need to have just 3 things. Number 1, a custom launcher of your choice. The launcher I'm going to show you in this video was only updated 2 weeks ago, so works really great on all of your Fire TV devices and of course is absolutely free. Secondly, you need to have an application called App Opener, which is available directly on the Amazon App Store. It costs $1 or 99p, and with this application you can now redirect one of your custom buttons to any application that you like. And lastly, you need to have a pro remote control. Really, any remote control you can get from Amazon. They cost about $10, work absolutely fine. But the main thing is that you get access to these 2 buttons you can see here, buttons 1 and 2, and you can then quickly rebind those to any streaming application, any custom launcher, really any application that you like. So let's start the process and let's now download a custom launcher. In this video, I'm going to go over to Downloader. We can now make a quick connection to my website, which is just TechDoctorUK.com, or you can type in the short code 53402. Let's type that in and click on go, and this will take you directly to my website. Once you get to my website, if you head over to the hamburger menu, which is the one with the 3 lines, click on that, click on tutorials, and you'll see at the top of the list how to use a custom launcher on your Fire TV devices in the year 2026. So let's open that up. Here we are. So here we can see the step-by-step instructions. You can see some examples where I've installed a different launcher before. Keep scrolling down. And here, for example, you can see there is a link for App Opener, which will take you straight to the Amazon App Store. And underneath that, you've got some custom launchers. So you've got the F Launcher, Project Ivy, the Wolf Launcher. But in this demonstration, I'm using Lean Back on Fire, as this was only updated a few weeks ago, 2 weeks ago. It's super slim, super light, is lightning fast, and works great on all of your devices. So let's install that now. Let's click on that, scroll down, and click on the green download button, and this will install it directly onto your device. But don't open it just yet. The real magic happens next. So once you've installed that, let's now press the home button, and you can now search for the application called App Opener. And this has been around for a few years now, works absolutely fine. And this application is basically a redirect tool. So you can tell this application, point it to my favorite streaming application, my favorite third-party application, or my favorite custom launcher. Once you've set that up once, and the next time you open up App Opener, it will just take you straight to that target application. And this is something that Amazon just can't block, because all you're doing is just pointing an application to launch something else. So now that we've installed that, let's now open that up for the first time. Now you can see when you start the application, it will do a quick scan and show you all of your installed applications. And it's basically asking you now, the next time you start App Opener, which application do you want to automatically launch? So you can see all of your applications are in here. You can get it to launch your file managers, custom launchers, anything that you like. But in this video, I'm going to launch the Lean Back on Fire, which is just called Home. Let's press the select button there. It says the next time App Opener is open, it will now automatically launch home screen, which in fact is the Lean Back on Fire custom launcher. That's pretty much it, guys. I can now press the home button. And you don't even need to use a custom remote control. You can even just use your voice and say, open App Opener, and it should now automatically launch our custom launcher. So even if you don't want to use a remote control, you can just use your voice with that command, and that will then automatically load whichever application that you've set. And in our case, it is that custom launcher. And you can see, guys, now this launcher is super clean. You can see tiles for all of your installed applications. You can enable custom sections. I've just enabled favorites, but you can enable input rows. You can enable the video row, music row, gaming row, and you can then move applications into those rows. But to keep things simple, I just enable the favorite rows. So if I go over to the settings, let's go to the first option, the home screen view. You can now edit the home rows. So if you want to use the input rows, let's turn that on. This will then allow you to quickly change your inputs and then cycle through them. So you can leave that on. I've enabled the favorite rows. You can set the number of favorite rows. You've got video rows. And let's turn the video rows on for a quick test. And let's also turn the games row on. Let's go back. And we can see at the top, you've got a video row, which has all of your video players, video applications automatically sorted. And you also have a games row, which then has your games applications automatically sorted. So super easy to use. And if you want to change something, let's say, for example, to add something to my favorites. Let's say I regularly use the streaming application. I can press the context key on that and select the option, add to favorites. Let's press back. And we see now at the top, and that's been now added into my favorite rows. Let's go back to the settings. Let's go to the home screen view again. Here, for example, you can also change the banner appearance. So if you find the banners are too big, I've got them down from 100% to 70, but if you want them really small, let's try 40%. You can also adjust the corner radius, the frame width, and also the frame color, but let's leave that as default. Press back a few times. I'm hoping now the tiles should be a lot smaller. So again, depending on your TV setup, your particular layout, I mean, look at that. You're going to see more things on the screen at the same time without too much scrolling. You can adjust that and get it looking exactly how you like it. You can use custom wallpapers. I've already transferred some or downloaded some through Downloader. Once you download them, you can go back to the home screen view, go to the wallpaper, go to choose a wallpaper, and you can then find your download folder and select them from here. I think I actually moved them over to pictures. Now I can now use one of these custom pictures. Let's go for this one here with that flower. Press back a few times and we should now look at a completely different background, with the main thing that I'm not seeing any more sponsored content. I'm not seeing any more sponsored adverts, no promoted applications. And I can once again take control of my home screen. So how do we now actually use one of the custom buttons on our remote control, which will then force it to open up App Opener? Well, the easy way to do that, if I now press the home button, it should take me back to my stock launcher. And I can now hold down one of these custom buttons. So let's say I hold down button 1, just hold that down. And I should now see a prompt asking me, what do you want to do with this custom button? So you can see, for example, I can open up Downloader, I can open up the A word. But in this example, because we want to open up the App Opener, I want to go to Your Apps. I mean, it's a shame that you can't just select a third-party application from this screen. If you could, then we won't need to use App Opener, but because this only allows you to select official applications bought from the Amazon App Store, we have to add in this extra step, which then points it to our custom launcher. So here I can now choose App Opener, which means the next time I press button 1, it opens up App Opener, which then automatically opens up our custom launcher. So let's select that now. That's now selected. And we can see now, the next time I press button 1, 3, 2, 1, no delays, no blocks, we are instantly taken to our custom launcher. So I think this method works great. It's been working fine for more than a couple of years now. Amazon just wants you to use their home screen. This gives you the ability to take back that control and use whichever launcher or home screen that you like. So really appreciate your support, guys. Do leave me a comment below. Let me know what you think, and I'll hopefully catch up with you guys real soon. Thanks.